What's going on, guys? I'm Braden Wuerch. So today I want to talk to you about something that I've been seeing a lot lately in the comments on my videos, in the comments of other people's videos, and then a lot with different Facebook groups and Facebook ads and everything like that. And frankly, it's the big reason why the majority of people will not become successful. Whether in drop shipping, they're in Amazon FBA, they're starting an inventory held business, whatever it is. This one thing is the reason a lot of people won't be successful, and it's very telling when you see these certain type of comments. And so I want to go ahead and tell you guys how to protect yourself from this so you don't have this problem beating you down that will keep you from being successful. And that really comes down to being abnormal. If you want to have abnormal things, abnormal amounts of money, work abnormal hours, whether that's 4 hours one day, 10 hours next, whatever it ends up being, work them from a beach somewhere. If you want that abnormal lifestyle, you will have to be abnormal and you will have to do abnormal things. Very, very, very rarely do you see someone follow the typical, whether it's 9-to-5 job or kind of the typical route for anything. And they end up being, in the extreme levels. If you want to be in extreme levels, and in this instance, we're talking about, having quite a bit of wealth, much more wealth than, the average person, then you're going to have to come about it differently than the average person. And the first thing you can do with this is your mindset. So, the big problem I'm seeing in a lot of these comments is people's mindsets just aren't there. They see all these people making money, and they just immediately dog on them, calling them a scam. I was watching an ad for a guy named Dan Henry earlier. I don't know the guy personally. He's pretty funny. I think he does social media marketing. But all throughout his ad, people were just talking about how he's a scam and all of that. When I do know a few people that do know Dan personally, and he is not a scam. He has legitimately made his money by doing abnormal things, by essentially following what used to be an abnormal business model with social media marketing that was not very popular until recent years. And then he went ahead and made a course on that and taught people how to do that. Then he did kind of an abnormal strategy with the whole webinar thing and everything like that. Essentially, Dan has done abnormal things, and now he has abnormal amounts of money, especially for his age. He's young, he's got a $2 million house, he's got a Lamborghini, and that goes for a lot of people, just like you see a lot of other drop shippers out there, you see guys with Lamborghinis, you see guys in Amazon FBA. These are people that are doing abnormal things. And first off, it's abnormal for them to go into these business models because what we're trained to do from the time we're young is to go to elementary school, middle school, high school, graduate, go to college. If we don't go to get our master's degree or doctorate, we're already going to come out of college and work a 9-to-5 job and essentially do what everybody else does. Well, if you do what everybody else does, you're going to make the same amounts of money as everybody else does. So that's where, if you want to be abnormal, you do take that abnormal risk and you do the abnormal things. So first off, it's doing those abnormal business models, which, I'm assuming if you're watching this channel or you're in the entrepreneur niche, watching entrepreneurial YouTube videos, you're already at least thinking about jumping into something like that if you're not already in that. So for that, I already commend you for going ahead, taking the leap, because 95% of people out there won't ever even take the leap. But then too, even within that business model, you have to do abnormal things. So even within drop shipping or even within Amazon FBA or social media marketing, whatever it is, not everybody becomes successful with that. Only, a certain handful. And the reason is because those people do abnormal things from, all the rest of the people. So, we talk about drop shipping a lot. So, there's a lot of things that everybody does that's very common, and I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but with drop shipping, a lot of people are following the same exact paths, trying to sell the same exact products, do the same niches, have the same look, and what happens is they don't end up becoming abnormal, and they don't end up becoming one of the success stories. At least not most of the time. Some of the time it does happen, but for the most part, if you want to have that abnormal lifestyle, however you define it, whether it's you getting to travel a lot, whether it's you getting, you know, Ferrari or Lamborghini, whether it's just you being able to support your family and live very comfortably compared to the rest of the population, never have to worry about money, whatever it is, however you define it, if you want to have an abnormal lifestyle, you will have to do abnormal things. And so this really comes down to working abnormal hours. You know, starting out, for most business models, you're going to need to put in the time. You know, starting out, when I was becoming a full-time entrepreneur, when I was still with the fire department, I was doing 20-hour days. You know, most of the time it was like 18-hour days, but I was working nonstop. Anytime I was home, I was working. And you know, it'll open up, your time will free up over time, but then you'll go into another business model, or you'll go ahead and expand your business. If you want to go ahead and have the abnormal things, you are going to have to grind and hustle, and this comes down to time devotion, and then it comes down to you know, being able to go ahead and have the balls essentially to go ahead and invest money. You know, what a lot of people don't do is when they actually have the money, they're afraid to give it up. When how you grow and really expand as an entrepreneur is by reinvesting and by investing your money into whether it's other business models or your current business. And that's how you can go from doing something that's more entry level, like drop shipping, to then, you know, starting something that you might have a brick and mortar place of business. You might hold inventory. You might create a certain type of product. You know, I've mentioned to you guys in the past few videos how I've got a big project going. This is a multi-million-dollar project before we can even launch. It's going to take a long time. The reason I'm able to do that is because I'm investing a lot of my money. I'm doing abnormal things than other people do. And so that's what I want you guys to go ahead and really start training your mind, is whether it is investing your time more, investing your money more, really thinking differently than the average population, because they just will not understand what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And that's fine, because you guys will. And you guys will kill it, and you guys will be successful. All right, guys, I hope you found some value in this video today. If you did, please go ahead and smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. I'm here for you guys every day. Leave a comment below if you've got any questions. Keep grinding, y'all, and I'll see you in the next video.